Alright guys, here I am, Cherry Creek State Park. First day pre-fish 2017 for the first tournament, Cherry Creek. We're going out a couple days early, see if we can find some fish. Weather's supposed to turn nasty, be about 20 to 25 degrees colder than it is today, so we're going to see what we can do. Today we're supposed to have nice weather, highs about 72, which is the way the conditions will be Sunday for the tournament. So hopefully we'll be able to find some fish. That's a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. This like typically is a lead core and crankbait troll this type of or this time of year in the early spring. So hopefully we find some fish in a different way. Cherry Creek State Park, getting ready to get the 2017 tournament season kicked off.
Me and Mitch were out on the water today after day one. Ended up doing pretty good as far as the Cherry Creek tournament. Found a lot of fish suspended deep. We were running lead core, running right in that 20 to 22 feet of water. I found a lot of fish stacked up there. I found a real good pattern that worked for us today, and a really good color scheme. Really is what it was. It was a silver and black with anything white, like a white tail on it. So we were pulling flicker shads, any kind of crankbaits. On the smaller size seemed to be working better, but we really focused on that color scheme. And then our speed was very, very, very crucial. Anytime we got over 1.9, we weren't picking fish up. Anytime we were between that 1.6 to 1.8, that's when we were getting lit up. So had a good day on the water. Ended up 52 teams in the tournament out here today, and right now we're sitting in 8th place. Cashed a check today, so we're pretty excited. Our buddies Josh Sheldon and his partner Dan Swanson with All Eyes on Fishing, they were just out of the money today. They had a successful catch rate, just didn't get needed to go. Out here at Cherry Creek they need to be 18 inches. So had a good day. We'll report back for day 2. Wish us luck, and we're gonna go get them. just reporting back for day 2 of the Cherry Creek tournament. Today was a little tougher on Cherry Creek for us. The pattern that we had yesterday, we were running leg core in that 20-22 feet of water with really silver, black, and white type lures, pulling about 1.5 or so, 1.7. And today, nothing. That pattern was completely shut down. A lot sunnier today. You can see it sunny out. I don't remember if yesterday when I made the video if it was sunny or not, because it got sunny at the end of the day. So I'm thinking it might have. A lot of sun today. There's some cloud cover early on and off. But we ended up catching fish. We ended up weighing one. Got a nice 19.5 incher. But the difference was night and day. You know, I talk about an article that I wrote a long time ago, or not a long time ago, a couple months ago. Talked about one of the best things to be a good angler is versatility, and that proves so today. We had a few issues with the boat, or not with the boat, but Mitch ended up getting sick today, so he was struggling. So I appreciate his efforts and continue to persevere through the entire day with the flu when you're not feeling well, and I appreciate that. So that was one big change. But the other thing was that our bait selection was completely different. You know, we stuck to our guns because it was working the pre-fish day and day 1, that pattern I just talked about. But no, it ended up going a lot smaller, finding we had a lot more sun, a little bit of chop on the water, but a lot more sun. The clarity of the water, just because of that sunlight, went from about 18 inches to probably about 30 inches. So we ended up running flicker shads only, Berkeley flicker shads, 4s and 5s, chartreuse, fire tiger was probably our best action. And then, believe it or not, ended up catching one on like a craw, or caught several on a crawfish color, which out here at Cherry Creek just doesn't work. But here's the deal. When you're out by the rocks, we're fishing the rocks. These fish later in the year will gorge themselves on the crawdads, even though they're not the most nutritious thing, but they'll gorge themselves. So they're used to seeing them. So when we were fishing up by the rocks, trolling, still the same speed, I ended up putting on some crawdad resembling color flicker shads, and yeah, I ended up catching some. Not near the catch rate today as we did yesterday, but we ended up finding them. First couple hours, we ended up not even catching a fish. That's when we started changing our patterns. So versatility is the key. Didn't cash a check today. We were fortunate yesterday, but ended up 10th overall. I'd like to thank everybody here at the CWA, the other 52 teams that were in it. A lot of good anglers out here, and we were fortunate enough to place in the top 10. We've got a lot of series coming up. Josh will be fishing the Wyoming series. Me and Mitch will be fishing the Colorado Walleye Association series. So we're going to have a lot of photos, a lot of videos. Check out our vlogs coming up, or also our blogs. We're going to be posting a lot of stuff. But invite your friends. We're here to teach what we know. You know, not the only method, but just a method. So make sure you're watching this and share it with your friends. Have them follow us. Because we really want to make you a better fisherman. So.
Yeah, I wanted to give you a quick wrap up for the Cherry Creek tournament. I listened to what everyone had to say after the tournament. I watched how our partners in All Eyes on Fishing, Brad Qualley and Mitch Peterson, did, and wrote a write-up and posted it to alleyesonfishing.com, going through basically what I thought was the important parts of the tournament and what I got from it. The Cherry Creek tournament for me is a tough tournament to gain a lot of knowledge or firsthand experience that I can take to another tournament. The lake is not a big lake and has a large basin area with a lot of structure, which can make it kind of interesting, but it seems like this time of year the fish just kind of hang out over the basin area, and people fish the patterns that they find, and they look for those patterns, and that's how they go through their 2 days. They may tweak it with color changes or maybe speed a little bit, but most everybody is trolling some form of crankbait on lead core. There were a few variations this year with swim baits on lead core, which was an interesting wrinkle, but I think overall most of the people still trolled lead core with some sort of crankbait, mostly flicker shads. The first day we did better on the darker colors, and the second day we did better on the lighter colors. We did better on the purples and the natural color. The first day it was the darker color with the black backs, or the darker silvers with the black back, that type of color pattern. I really think color has less to do with it than how the presentation is. I've heard different people say you can use monofilament or fireline or some sort of braid, or if you use longer monofilament the bait runs flatter. If you use shorter monofilament the bait will dig more into the bottom of the basin. Sometimes these fish want the crankbait bouncing off the bottom, sometimes these fish want them just off the bottom. It's really an individual choice of how you fish it and what you found out and through experience. And with this lake, it's nearly all experience. If you fish it a lot, you figure out these little minor tweaks that the fish like at Cherry Creek, and you're off and running. For somebody like me and my partner Dan Swanson, who only fish it a couple times a year and mostly just to do this tournament, we don't really develop much of a pattern other than what we see in the day or two of pre-fish that we do every year. This being the 4th year I've fished the Cherry Creek tournament, it's always been the same, and I never see much of a difference, which is probably why we've never cashed a check in this tournament. It'd be the only CWA tournament that we fished that we haven't cashed a check. So it's just how it is here. We've kind of come to accept it. We use the tournament as a warm-up. It's a great event. It's a local event. It doesn't cost us a lot of money to be able to participate. It gets the cobwebs out of the boat. And in Dan's case, he gets a new boat every year. It helps us work out the kinks of the new boat before we start the walleye circuit, which will start in 2 weeks. So I wanted you guys to know that it was a solid tournament. It was a solid couple days. The guys that did well are all good fishermen with a lot more experience fishing that lake than I had. Brad and Mitch did a great job. They were in the top 10. Again, they fished that lake a lot more than I do. And I think that counts for something when you have these local tournaments. Keep watching us. We're going to keep posting articles. We came out with a new podcast that is up and running. And we're going to keep going with all the information, helping you fish your next level. Dan and I will be fishing the Wyoming Stampede tournament circuit this year. Our next tournament up in Glendale, Wyoming. And you'll get a first-hand look at how that goes and what we need to do to try to be successful on a very big body of water with a lot of competition. There should be 100 or more teams in that tournament, and it'll be a tournament full of very good, very talented fishermen. Brad and Mitch are on their way to Pueblo, and they will be fishing that tournament, where I believe there is just under 40 teams in that tournament. That is another larger body of water for the state of Colorado, and it is full of nice walleyes. From everything we've been hearing, they should be doing pretty well at that tournament. So stay tuned, watch us. We'll put out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter when we have new stuff posted. This will be the first vlog for us on our YouTube channel, All Eyes on Fishing. Check out the blog, alleyesonfishing.com. We'll see you guys soon.